I watched the one championship card on Friday just gone, and
Yeah.
there was some scraps on the card, man.
Bangers.
Unbelievable. Every fight up to the main event. The main event was kind of a bit boring, but every single fight other than that was absolutely banging. There was the gym in Pattaya, Venom Fight Camp. The coach is a guy called Medji Zahoot. He was a very good Thai boxer. I don't know, is he still active? He was definitely active in one for a while, but I'd say he's focusing more on coaching now. But he had 3 Russian lads fighting one after the other, and they were unbelievable. And their records were hilarious. Like, one of them was 4-0, and the fella was a killer, absolute killer. He won by spinning elbow knockout. But I also think the Russians don't count their amateur fights, right? And they could be fighting like, you know, every week in Russia amateur, so they could have 200 amateur fights. But then they turn pro, and that's when they start counting their fights. Whereas the Thais, you know, they'd have 150 fights, but they're counting the fights from when they're 10 years of age.
Really?
Or maybe like early teens are probably counting them, you know, like 12, 13, 14.
In their actual record?
In their actual record, yeah. Because they're pro fights, like they're fighting.
They're pro, right?
But see, again, like you're saying pro, like just because you've like shin pads on, it's not pro.
Thing.
Yeah, it's the same level, like it's a very high level. But they have a very, like the Russian style, if you're watching it in one, is very like, it suits the MMA gloves because they have a lot more movement, head movement. They're kind of boxing orientated. So the 3 lads at that fight camp Venom, they have the guy Nabil An. He's a very tall kid. He's fighting Lobo Friday week. Lobo is the guy who fought Jonathan Haggerty in his last title defence and dropped him. So I think if Nabil An puts on a good performance here and gets a good win against Lobo, well, you know, Carrillo's next in line, but if Nabil An puts out Lobo, that's going to really put him in contention for the title shot as well. And he could nick it off Carrillo. I'd say Carrillo will be snapping if that happens, absolutely snapping. But Carrillo's made such a loud noise now about being next in line, he has to kind of get it. But it'll be interesting. I don't know if Haggerty, I can understand why Jonathan Haggerty wouldn't want to fight Carrillo.
Tough fight.
A very tough fight. He's a big bantamweight, very aggressive, gets in your face. And Jonathan Haggerty can have, you know, other fights that are not as tough, I would say, and still make really good money.
Yeah.
So he has the kickboxing world title. He could fight Superlek now, and if he wins that, he could go and defend the kickboxing world title, which would mean then the Carrillo would have to wait another, you know, because it's going to be September he's fighting Superlek. If he defends the kickboxing world title before Christmas, then it's not going to be till February or March that he defends the Thai boxing world title again.
Yeah. You forget it's a business too, why don't you?
Yeah,
it's all about how much money can you make the easiest way possible realistically when you're at the top.
And you have to see, I suppose a fighter is not going to be necessarily avoiding fights, but when you're in the position that Haggerty's in, where he's getting probably, you know, 100 grand a fight, I don't know what he's getting, but I imagine he's getting big money for being a champion. Why would he not want to push that out as long as he can?
Yeah, anyone would. Realistically, you'll take the easier one for more money or the same money.
Exactly, and I don't think he's like, I'm going to lose against Carrillo, but he knows it's going to be a hard fight.
Tougher night out.
Very tough night out.
Yeah.
Like Carrillo is just fucking, I don't know how the guy makes bantamweight, and apparently he makes it easily, but, you know, it'll be, I think if Nabil An goes in and puts on a great performance against Lobo, then potentially we'll see one championship pushing Carrillo to have one more title contention fight in between. If again, depends on what happens with Superlek and Haggerty. If Superlek beats Haggerty, which is, you know, it's again a very, very competitive fight, I'd say Superlek would fight both of them before Christmas. That's that's the Thai mindset though, you know, they just fucking we have an Irish fighter, Craig Coakley, on the card next Friday as well. So this Friday there's a card on, but it's the following Friday is that big Nabil An against Lobo fight, and Craig Coakley from Dublin Combat Academy is fighting on that card. One championship. He had a kind of gammy start to his career in one championship when he lost against Sua Black, that lad with the huge legs.
Oh, I remember him.
But he's back now, and I know Craig, you know, really wants to show the world what he's really made of. He's an unbelievable talent, man, and his style is very suited to one championship. So we're all supporting him, man. I hope he goes and gets the job done in his second outing. We'll talk more about that next week though. We'll do a bit more of a breakdown on it. But yeah, the one championship cards every week, every Friday, YouTube, producing absolute bangers way.